Barony, a game that has taken an ungodly amount of time on my Steam library and has single-handedly isolated me from my friends. A game so autistically frustrating that you have to be a specific kind of autist to be able to enjoy it. A game where rats, crystal golems, and flying bird things are all capable of killing you in the most random and frustrating ways. While trying to record footage of gameplay, I've died so many times that I had to delete other games on my PC to allow for footage to camp on my hard drive. Time and time again, the amount of resets I've done due to rats on the first stage is what filters any of my friends from trying to get into said game, not to mention the absolutely interesting graphic. A game where friendships can be single-handedly ended over your friend of questionable consciousness dying to an enemy on the second stage, forcing you to drop half of your inventory to stick as many of their items in as possible without them noticing, hey, I don't have a weapon anymore. You will know who your true friends are once artifacts begin to spawn, and the power hungriness of the human mind takes forth, letting you guys all die because some guy wanted to go to the no mines on the hope he can survive the stage in one piece to loot the helmet. A game where you have to abuse every single trick in the game to even come close to getting to the ending. When the average run takes 4 to 7 hours, you're in for some of the most painstaking gameplay, where you're constantly running in fear and managing your HP randomly being sniped by traps and ranged enemies. A game where even if one of your armor pieces break, you're brought back to the cruel reality of what being naked implies when every enemy is out to bust in your gut. What is Barony? It's a somewhat procedurally generated dungeon crawler roguelike RPG with some set tile sets, where you will try to free the lands of the Archmagisters and earn your freedom from the dungeon. But before you go in with that sweet ass, you're gonna have to pick out one of the 21 classes in the game, as well as having the option to pick 9 different races. And listen, in theory, if I was a respectable game reviewer, I would want to explain every class and how they work, but I don't want to. This video would be insanely long, and I have died so many times trying to record footage of said classes being at least in the mid-game, and well, you can just fuck off. Instead, I will explain some of the more fun and interesting classes and races that you can pick in the game. The Wizard is maybe the most retard magnet class in the game. Bonding with the highest int weight, you will gain the power to regenerate mana very quickly and learn every spell you come across. But you see, we are in Barony, and there are a comedically low amount of ways to manage mana, and starting with a laughably low amount of HP, you'll find it very easy to die to every mob that even looks at you, making it the most eyebrow-raising class when a friend picks it, hearing their little smirk thinking they're going to be some grand spellcaster as you see their death text pop up in the corner of your screen. The Joker is sponsored with a Ring of Levitation, which allows you to literally float through the entirety of the game. Spawning in with the spell Confusion can make enemies join your side temporarily and believe you have a good looks max score and begin to fight on your behalf. These Bugman, not to be confused with their other depictions, are given an alternative to mana called Energy, which is based on their hunger levels. And just like other Bugman iterations, you're able to eat basically any meal given out to you, regardless of its perceived emotional worth or, well, decomposing state. With this diet, you're given the unique genetic breakthrough of being immune to poison and sickness. Now, I would go through all 7 stages and explain how they work and how to get to the secret stages and levels, but like I said before, I am lazy, and I want you to actually play the game. So instead, I will go in relative detail on how to break this game and make it a little less painful. Now, some in the comments might complain that playing with a similar person of IQ as me would be cheating and that I am making the game easier, and I would respond with yes. Yes, I am going to make the game easier, because trying to get the god run myself has led to me dying too many times, which has given me a pit of depression in my stomach trying to make this video. So now, join me as we kill every single living thing on every tile set to maximize all XP that's given, and get to the final boss with so much HP regen that we can simply run around them and shit out spells. Now we're gonna be picking a monk female vampire. Why female and vampire? Ignoring the tranny elephant in the room that is me, picking female just gives us a little extra dex, which is gonna help us get the game to be a little bit easier. And well, vampire is absolutely broken, giving us access to the ability to speedrunning max magic, and allowing us to get some access to some very fun spells. As you kite every enemy trying not to take needless damage, there are a few items that we're going to be looking out for that only uniquely spawn on the first stage, and well, if we get any of these items, we're going to power level their respective skill. Now, not to spoil anything, but I did not get any of those items, which left me yearning for a man to fix me in a relationship. Now, going on to the next stage, we're going to see some text, and I don't want you to panic, but this is how I'm going to be able to know if you're truly a man or not. Now, the game is about to throw a lot of shit at us, but stay calm and memorize the maze patterns. Simply get the helmet, which gives us +8 int, which I will then give to my friend, where he will accidentally drop it in lava, making me ever so closer to absolute insanity. Now, you might be asking why I am using a cursed weapon. Well, I am legally retarded, and I was hoping for a special sword to spawn that never happened, forcing forcing me to hit every door and table, slowly degrading it so I can unequip it. Now, as you can see, we are very, very over-leveled for killing the gnomes in the maze, because, well, to be honest, we're not supposed to do that, giving us a massive EXP boost that we're going to completely invalidate everything in front of us for a bit. Now, me and my friend heard the sounds of a bustling city. Now, if we were humans, that would be a great place to find some companions, perhaps, and, well, people to trade with us. There is no police in this world, and we are a oppressed minority class, and we're going to ransack and kill every single human on this stage to give us as much XP as humanly possible. And this is going to give us access to items that are a little bit outside our bank account, which in turn will truly start the snowball of our run. Now, after slaughtering a small town of humans, we'll be finding ourselves in a rather water-filled area. Now, being a vampire, my character is a little bit of a pussy from water, forcing us to waste mana to literally float above water. Make sure to rinse and repeat. If we see any mob, it will be dead, no matter what level of consciousness and bigotry it has towards us. Now, if you're actually paying attention, you might be wondering why you cannot see my hands, and, well, my entire body. Now, let's just say with our little cloak that we got in legal means, we're completely invisible to most mobs. Remember what I said here. Most. This gives us an absolutely stupid stealth multiplier, allowing us to power level stealth and get insane backstab damage. With all the magic cheesing, we are a legend level in casting and magic, giving us access to spells that make the games ever so little funnier, which makes kiting ever so easier. And with this newfound proficiency, we're able to murder a little friend of some sort. Well, that is not good. Let's just say, if we were humans, the Zap Brigade being here would be very nice. But they do not really like our kind. But that will not stop me from trying to murder them just for a little speck of XP. And with my intelligence dropping drastically throughout this playthrough, one of the Zap Brigade members come hand to hand with me, and I have to use up all my pickaxes trying not to die from a spell cast. Now, going through this portal, we'll be brought to a jungle temple, where, you already know, we will slaughter everyone here and take in the orb. Now, you might be asking, what does this orb do? And, well, I am not going to tell you. Let's just say it gives us access to a man that can give us some very, very interesting items. We will get out of here and find our way to a bit of a haunted castle to loot a pair of boots. Now, giving my friend a fair trade, I'll be giving him most of the artifact gear so I can get levitation, allowing me to absolutely cheese this entire area. My friend, lacking of flesh, will fit in and be able to recruit a comedic amount of NPCs due to his high charisma, you can say. We're gonna make our way maybe to the worst fucking tile set ever. If I were a true tryhard, I would try to do every puzzle here and get XP from killing mobs, but this stage will unironically give me cancer. And hearing this soundtrack, it has given me some form of anxiety, remembering all the memories of mindlessly walking around the map, trying to find a ladder to get to the next stage. Now, using the scrolls that we got in legal means, we'll be finding ourselves digging our way into a maze where we'll go head to head with a minotaur. Now, we are supposed to run from this mob and trying to get the orb and legendary weapon at the end, but we are not losers, and we will sacrifice my friend's orbit just to kill the minotaur for a little bit of XP. Now, that spear is absolutely overpowered, and we're going to ignore it to scale into swords because, well, I am retarded, and I have never felt the touch of a man, and my hormones have given me the thought to max that sword for its bleeding bonus and allowing me to cut through any boss like butter. Digging our way into another room again, we will find ourselves in a puzzle room where, me being the man in this relationship, I will have to do the intellectual lifting to get another piece of armor. Now, getting out of the hellhole that is the desert, we are going to find our way to the ruins where the game truly begins. We will be killing every single person here yet again, and we will find ourselves in a human sanctuary where there are hundreds of books, and we will respect the lives of the human and their chase of knowledge, and not just come here to pillage their orb. Now, Daddy is not a pussy, and we're going to diverge from what you would normally do, because, well, I'm just generally smarter and stronger than you, and we're going to find ourselves in the underworld where we'll be getting our asses played with, leading us straight to hell, where we will be going to fight a little bit of a big guy, to say the least. And with killing said guy, we're finally done with the first half of the game. And hey, look at that, a town full of humanoids. Surely we'll not murder and kill every single one of them, but don't worry. We'll pop a polymorph, allowing us to max out my trading skill with my absolute surplus of gold. Why? Well, I am autistic, and I want to see the numbers go up. Now, being the good friend that I am, I will trade in one of my orbs to buy the best ranged weapon in the game, to allow my friend to have some form of agency, thinking, yes, I am helping. Also, getting myself a crystal sword, with, let's just say, makes my DPS go up by a little bit with all the scrolls of repair weapon and enchant weapon that I've been collecting. Now we'll find ourselves in a bit of a cavern, and let's just say that my will to play this game is running cold. We're not going to focus on murdering everything here because, well, we are 4 hours into this run already, and I just hate hearing this music at this point. So instead, we're going to focus on getting to the quote-unquote secret stages and trying to find the Tinker Kit, which I ended up doing nothing with regardless. And now finding ourselves into a cult, we will murder and plunder wander and find the best armor piece in the entire game, which I will happily take from my friend. But you see, this is a puzzle room, and there is going to have to be some actual thinking on how we get to said room, which will really test my patience with my friend as he finds himself constantly lost in the puzzle room. But it's okay. I have power level patience with all the hours I have spent in games with questionable morality. Now, getting ourselves out of the caverns, we find our way into the final chapter of our journey, the Citadel, where you will nearly be killed by the sheer stress of being shot in the ass constantly by fucking magic traps. Now, being the cute vampire GF I am, I'll be allowed to actually enlist a vampire army to help me play the game. And while with both me and my friend so close to losing it for playing for hours, we'll rush our way to a castle, get the final piece of clothing where we'll find ourselves face to face with our main antagonists.
Oh my god, that shit made me fucking...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm about to buzz.
Man, it doesn't matter if you're 15, my nigga. I like young girls. I like them 15, 14, 16. I like them real young, my nigga. I don't like women in 20. All the girls in the 20s, I'm cool, bro. I like fucking girls like 15. I'm coming.
Now, Barony is a game that I hold dear, and with a new beta update that completely reworks the art and, well, game design, and having more dev blog posts, it seems that the devs are actually going to try hard and attempt to update this game. And with the mod support, there are new and interesting ways to play the game. Now, just remember, this game is hard, and don't expect to even get close to beating it. It'll truly test your friend group and what it means to be human. But that is what I like about Barony. The amount of fear that the game gives over you, every single mob being able to kill you, but it never really feels unfair. And well, I've spent a few hours trying to make this video, and honestly, I'm done with it. So fuck this game, and I'm never gonna play this game again. And my friends are wanting to play this game with me now because they've been seeing me edit this video, and I've been telling them that no, I will not be playing this game because I fucking hate this game now. And instead, I will open up a game that is a little bit dear to my childhood and potentially make a video about, but I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do that, but I guess we will see.